The Victorian novel. The main features of the Victorian novel. The setting chosen by most Victorian novelists was the town, which was the main symbol of the industrial civilization, as well as the expression of anonymous lives and lost identities. Victorian writers concentrated on the creation of characters, and achieved deeper analysis of the character's inner life. The voice of the omniscient narrator provided a comment on the plot. Dickens's life and works. Dickens was born in Portsmouth in 1812. He had an unhappy childhood. At the age of 12, he had to work at a blacking warehouse because his father went to prison for debts. These days of sufferings influenced his later works of fiction, with the themes of child mistreatment and child labor recurring throughout his novels, such as David Copperfield and Oliver Twist. Dickens started to write as a journalist. He became a newspaper reporter with the pen name Boz. In 1836, sketches by Boz, articles about London people and scenes, were published in installments. Within a few years, Dickens was regarded as one of the most successful authors of his time, with his novels, The Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist, David Copperfield, Little Dorrit, A Christmas Carol, Bleak House, Hard Times, Great Expectations, set against the background of social issues. In 1836, Dickens married Catherine Hogarth, who was the daughter of one of his editors. After having 10 children, Charles Dickens and Catherine separated in 1858. He died in 1870 and was buried in Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey. Dickens's aim. He was a campaigning novelist, and his books highlight all the great Victorian controversies, such as the faults of the legal system, the horrors of factory employment, scandals in private schools, the miseries of prostitution, the appalling living conditions in slums, corruption in government. The setting of Dickens's novels. Dickens was the great novelist of cities, especially London, depicted at 3 different social levels. The world of the workhouses, its inhabitants, belonged to the lower middle class. The criminal world, murderers, pickpockets, living in squalid slums. The Victorian middle class, respectable people, believing in human dignity. Dickens's themes. Family, childhood and poverty are the subjects of his novels. Dickens was obsessed with children. He presented them as either innocent or corrupted by adults. Most of these children begin in negative circumstances and rise to happy endings, which resolve the contradictions in their life, created by the adult world. Oliver Twist. This novel appeared in installments in 1837. It reflects the humiliations Dickens experienced during his childhood. The protagonist, Oliver Twist, is a poor boy of unknown parents. He is brought up in a workhouse in an inhuman way. He, always innocent and pure, remains incorruptible throughout the novel. At the end, he is saved from a life of villainy by a well-to-do family. The setting of the novel is London. Here Dickens attacked the social evils of his times, such as poor houses, unjust courts, and the underworld. The world of the workhouses, founded upon the idea that poverty was a consequence of laziness. The officials of the workhouses, because they abused the right of the poor as individuals, and caused them further misery.